Imagine this. You walk out of a mortgage office grinning, not hyperventilating, clutching house keys, and still flush enough to splurge on a double scoop of peach ice cream. Sounds like fiction if you live in a coastal city, where rent payments feel like organ donation. But down south, it's a different story. Huntsville, Alabama is quietly winning the housing Olympics, thanks to affordable living and rocket-fueled salaries from Redstone Arsenal. And Myrtle Beach, brace yourself, is actually discounting beachfront property. That's not a typo. So if you're dreaming of sunshine, savings, and a lifestyle that won't require a second job or selling your plasma, the South in 2025 is politely hollering your name. Number 7. Huntsville, Alabama. In Huntsville, the only thing defying gravity faster than the Saturn V is the local quality of life ranking. Median list prices sit near $324,667, while sale prices are roughly $263,800, giving buyers a rare chance to brag that their house cost less than a used SpaceX booster. Best Places pegs the overall cost of living score at 94.2, a full 5+% under the US average, meaning you can still fill a pantry without needing a second job as a TikTok influencer. Average rent for a one-bedroom is about $1,126. So your paycheck won't be sucked into a black hole of monthly housing costs. Had a booming job market around NASA and defense, mountain bike trails 10 minutes from downtown, and craft breweries housed in a converted middle school. Yes, you can literally have detention in the beer garden, and you've got a city where nerdy ambition meets Mayberry prices, plus a free lesson in when to say you all, without sounding like an undercover Yankee. Number 6. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio's Riverwalk might look like a scene from a well-curated travel brochure, but its housing costs are surprisingly down to earth. Zillow pins the average home value at roughly $256,441, and that figure has actually ticked down in the past year. A Best Places cost of living score of 91.3 keeps day-to-day expenses nearly 9% under the national mark. Even the price of extra salsa won't sting. Numbio's estimate shows a single person can cover non-rent expenses for about $1,000 a month, which means you can pick up Spurs tickets without potting your patio furniture. Investopedia just anointed the Alamo City a top destination for travel-minded retirees, lauding its airport access and 70-plus hospitals, which is handy after your first Tex-Mex food coma-induced coma. Factor in 250 sunny days a year in tacos, so abundant they're practically a municipal utility, and you'll understand why many newcomers arrive for spring break and forget to leave. Number 5. Paducah, Kentucky. If San Antonio throws you a party, Paducah flat out hands you cash. The city's remote workers incentive program waives a $6,500 carrot $2,500 for movers, monthly internet reimbursements, and waived payroll taxes, all for relocating and pretending your Zoom background is not just the National Cult Museum across the street. Medians matter too. Zillow lists the average home value under $178,000, while actual sale prices cluster around $254,917. Still a bargain compared with one-bedroom condos in most coastal metros. Beyond the spreadsheets lies UNESCO Creative City status, street murals, and enough fiber arts festivals to make your grandma's knitting circle drool. Here you can buy a Victorian fixer-upper, stream your quarterly earnings call from a riverfront cafe, and still afford tickets to the next bluegrass jam, all without the nagging fear that a cup of organic coffee will derail your retirement plan. Number 4. Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, Nashville's housing numbers can make even a seasoned real estate agent clutch their pearls. Zillow's typical home value is knocking on the door of $448,000, and list prices top $500,000. Average rent hovers just below $1,900. So the songwriter starving artist cliché may remain painfully accurate downtown. But the metro's median household income is roughly $75,000. And outlying Antioch posts a median sale price near $345,833, proof that deals still exist if you are willing to swap Broadway honky-tonks for backyard grilling space. Local news outlets warn buyers now need six-figure salaries to snag the median house, yet remind us that Tennessee's lack of state income tax softens the blow. The payoff? Live music on every corner, A food scene that leaps from hot chicken shacks to James Beard-nominated sushi, and more tech gigs than there are rhinestones on Dolly Parton's stage jacket. Just remember to factor in earplugs if you value sleep before midnight. Number 3. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Coastal real estate usually climbs faster than the tide during a hurricane, but Myrtle Beach is currently doing the financial limbo. Zillow estimates average home values around $324,570, and Redfin's May numbers show median sale prices down to $252,500, an 8% slide year over year. Rents clock at near $1,800, according to Zumper, down 8% from 2024. Realtor.com even ranked the town among the nation's most affordable beach markets at roughly $299,000, proving you can own sand-adjacent property without selling your soul to a hedge fund. Yes, hurricane season exists, and yes, golf carts occasionally outnumber sedans, but when sunset paints the Atlantic tangerine and you are paying Midwest prices to watch it, you'll forgive a little summertime tourist traffic, especially knowing your mortgage payment is smaller than many people's beachfront Airbnb bill. Number 2. Lafayette, Louisiana. In Lafayette, the air smells like rue, and the real estate ads rarely cause fainting spells. Zillow clocks the average home value at $222,682, and Redfin's median sale price lands near $244,000. Bargains that leave plenty of cash for crawfish boils. Best Places tallies an overall cost of living score of 90.2, roughly 10% below national norms, with typical homes costing about $211,700, roughly a third less than the U.S. mean. Average rent for an apartment sits a hair above $1,100, which means your biggest expense might be deciding whether to buy a second cast iron skillet. The city's festival calendar is thicker than gumbo, highlighted by April's Festival International de Louisiane, where Zydeco horns coax even the introverts into dancing shoes. Between live music, spicy cuisine, and conversations so friendly you'll forget to check your phone, Lafayette proves that cultural richness doesn't have to be served with a side of sticker shock. Number 1. Savannah, Georgia. Wander Savannah's oak-shaded squares, and you might suspect the architecture bills alone demand Gilded Age budgets. Yet Zillow places the median sale price at roughly $335,000, while list prices average $377,967, numbers that feel downright gentle compared with Charleston's stratosphere. Best Places gives Savannah a cost of living score of 90.2, about 10% under the U.S. baseline, and notes typical homes still hover near $260,000 if you shop away from the tourist-packed riverfront. Average apartment rent checks in around $1,734, leaving breathing room for pralines and midnight ghost tours. Factor in mild winters, a burgeoning film scene, and enough art festivals to keep your Instagram in business. And Savannah feels like stepping into a period drama, only this time the heroine can actually afford the townhouse. That's a wrap. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You now officially know more about Southern real estate than most of your cousins. If you love this video, smash that like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're here to help you live better for less, with extra biscuits on the side. Thanks for watching, and as we say down here, y'all come back now, yeah here.